Is it better to be loved or feared?
It's a good question. It's nice to be both, but it's very difficult. But if I had my choice, I would rather be feared. Fear lasts longer than love. Friendships that are bought with money mean nothing. You see how it is around here. I make a joke, everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny. It's fear that keeps them loyal to me. But the trick is not to be hated. That's why I treat my men good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just enough where they need me, but they don't hate me.
What is up, everybody out there? Welcome to the Conference Call Podcast. If you have not rated and reviewed this show on your podcast platforms, please a 5-star and a review will help boost the algorithm and help this show out. I truly would appreciate it. You can follow us on Instagram at the Conference Call Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at ELCONFPOD. And then you can also follow most of the shows on YouTube. We get flagged all the time. But any type of support would be truly appreciated. So, how's everybody doing? I'm doing well. We are, as I'm recording this, around 5 days away from the Super Bowl. That this is going to be the first year that I don't take the Monday after the Super Bowl off, because I think I've grown up, people. I've grown up. Or is it because I've grown up and I don't drink anymore? I don't party like that like I used to. Or is it simply because I know I'm not going to really watch the game because I fucking cannot stand the Chiefs? And as much as I don't want to admit it, these guys are probably going to win this fucking game. And I know I was saying throughout my previous podcast that this is a year to break records and nobody's following through with it. The NFL's like, nope, not in the script. Nope, no all-time rushing record. Nope, we're not sending a fucking rookie to the Super Bowl for the first time as a quarterback. We're not, no. But three-peat Super Bowl champions for the Chiefs, I think that can work. Taylor Swift's going to be there. Why not? She just got snuffed at the fucking Grammys, which I'll get into in a second. And I think it's probably a little bit of both. And I did, like, the premise of this podcast, which is kind of like, gave me like an epiphany when people were asking me to do your typical Super Bowl ritual betting in squares and all these other type of things. And like a week or two ago, we did like the final 2 games to decide who was going to be in the Super Bowl. And I had bet 25, and we just, out of 4 teams, we just randomly chose a team out of a hat, and whatever team you chose, you represented until if they win or lose. So I got the fucking Commanders, so I lost. But it was only like $25, so I wasn't like tripping on it. But then everybody started asking me about, like I said, the typical betting stuff. And previous years and this is like incriminating myself and shit like that, but throughout the years, I would do Super Bowl squares. I would do weekly picks. And throughout the years, I just haven't been doing it because I'm a fucking sore loser. I'm a big fucking sore loser. I'm the biggest sore loser. And I get really upset when I lose. To the littlest things too. And when people started asking me, I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I appreciate the offer. But I told him I'm a big fucking loser, big sore loser. Let me switch that up. I'm a big sore loser when it comes down to losing in general and on top of it, losing money that I don't want to lose. Trust me, the dopamine is a amazing feeling when you win, but you have to lose a shit ton to gain one victory. And I'm not about that anymore. I remember a long time ago when I was living in the Antelope Valley, I would go to this casino called Diamond Gyms, and they would have poker tournaments in the morning, like $35 buy-ins and shit like that. Nothing too big. But I didn't realize that they have like card sharks that work for the casinos that go into those tournaments to win those tournaments and then they give a cut to the casino and shit like that. It's so pretty much my home game skills had no business walking through those doors whatsoever at the time. And when I tell you I got fucking mopped up by these people, it is truly an understatement to what these people did to me at this casino. And it's not their fault. That is their job. They are to lure people in and keep getting them to put their money on the table and potentially lose it. And that's what I did. I lost over $150, maybe $200 in like a matter of like an hour or two. Something ridiculous like that. I know it was at least over 100 something bucks. It was ridiculous. And when my ex-wife at the time found out, oh man, that was fucking one of the most brutal confrontations ever. And I should have learned my lesson then. And then I really did. Like, I didn't go out and gamble crazy. I don't go to Vegas. I can't do Vegas. As much as I love going to like shows and experiencing what Vegas has to offer in entertainment, boy, whew, there's just so many opportunities to throw. I'm going to just throw a quarter in here. Hey, there's a penny. You can fucking find a penny on the ground and just throw it in a slot machine. And you just never know. But that's exactly what happened. You just put that in. You fucking pull the reel down or where the fuck it is on whatever side it is. Or you press the button and you get that digital dopamine. You're just like, I want just to win that jackpot. What that would do. And then you start thinking what that would do. How can that change my life? Whether it's just a couple $100, what can that do for us tonight? If we can just get this is a free fucking meal based off a penny, or I can win the jackpot and then everything will just, it's just, I don't want to, I don't want to do that because I keep losing. And the funny thing is my mother-in-law at one point told us, and it was just jokingly, cause Mama Karen is a sweetheart and she doesn't mean any ill will on anything, but she was jokingly one day said, like, if it wasn't for bad luck, you guys wouldn't have any luck at all. And me and my wife are like, it's funny and it sucks at the same time because it's true. Like we understand that it's a very, very true statement, and we are doing our absolute best to make our luck the best. Do whatever we need to do to make our lives best, because no one else is going to do it for us. We're not going to depend on luck to thrive in this world. So once I realized, like, no, I don't like losing money. I don't win enough to keep going with this. And I realized in the past with like I didn't think I had addictions at all, but, like cigarettes were a bad one for a little bit. Alcohol wasn't really that bad. Like I tell people, when I got into the cannabis industry, and what I mean by that, like I was running as a manager, I was running a store. I wasn't like growing cannabis. I couldn't tell you the processes, how to grow a proper plant or anything like that. I can't tell you anything like that. I can guide you to the best therapies, to your potential, to your elements. That's what I was hired to do. So I learned the industry and I learned people and stuff like that. And once I started pretty much trying all the product that I was selling, because my mentality was, if I try all this and I have an idea and experience with these, I can better suit the customer based off of what they're coming in and trying to help alleviate. So quickly, it got me off of drinking, pardon me, a lot of imports, excuse me, a lot of like IPAs, just a lot of exotic beers and stuff like that I really enjoyed. Like, I loved trying different flavored beers. It was just great. And then I had my shrine in my garage at the time. It was fucking sweet. That was my thing. And then when I got into the industry, I was just freshly divorced. I was like living with my coworkers in Desert Hot Springs, which is this city on the outskirts of Palm Springs. So we just did that, and we just took notes, and that's all we did. So I got off of that. And then that's the one thing right now that I'm consistently doing, that I'm trying to still find a way to work my way out of it without taking on another vice, if you know what I mean. I haven't smoked a cigarette since Christmas, since the day before Christmas. It was right before I was going to pick up my daughter. I'm like, I'm going to stop. Like, no more cigarettes. Boom. And I didn't do it. Now with that little fucking asshole being a butthole, I kind of wish I was smoking a cigarette. But like with that, I figured out, like, I have to just have strong will. I have to figure out, this is what I want to do. This makes the most sense for me. And no matter what excuse comes to fruition, I'm not going to advert back to those bad habits. And now I'm just having to figure out what I need to do, put those other bad habits on that type of scale, and find my pathway. So gambling, cannabis has been one. Cigarettes was a big one. Which I don't think I'm ever going to go back to it, because I smell them now, and it just doesn't. God, man, but social, like, people are going to come over for the Super Bowl this weekend, and there's going to be drinks, but I have to work the next day. So look at me thinking already that I'm going to be full on the delicious food that we're going to make that day. And I don't like to drink while I eat. So look at me thinking already. Like, you can't do that. You can't, I already know my body. You can't eat heavy ass food and then throw beer on top of it. Like, people that do that are are built for like savagery. Like, that's savage. That's such a savage mood. Like, people that eat like a steak and fucking a baked potato, and they're smashing a fucking pint of beer. It's like, holy shit, that's savage. I could not even fathom doing it. So I've just never been that person to mix the two. So if we ever socialize at all, I'm pretty sure anybody that watches this, that we've socialized or had food together, I don't ever drink and eat my food. You'll see me drinking a soda first or some other beverage before I start drinking again. It just never happens. I can't mix the two. So like, besides the gambling, the cigarettes, and then the cannabis, I have to really, like, the gambling, I don't really gamble at all. But I was really proud of myself, because this is the time that I really like to do the Super Bowl squares. Are really fun, but it just gives me so much anxiety where I don't even enjoy the game, because all I'm focused on is I need to win. I don't want to lose. It's because I need to win, just because I don't want to lose money. it's not even like the thrill of fucking winning. It's just like, I just don't want to lose money. So why put myself in that situation of having anxiety, sitting here just thinking, oh my gosh, they need to get 3 points right here in the next 5 minutes. But if the other team scores, it's going to fuck my whole rotation up. This isn't going to be good. And my other squares are garbage. It's just, that's not what I want to do. I want to be able to talk to the people that are coming to my house to enjoy this game as they do every single year. That's more important to me right now. And I don't know if like maybe this rough patch that I had earlier this year already, that's still dealing with it right now, that made me realize what I need to focus on, which I appreciate you guys coming back for this podcast because I know I'd taken some time off, but to good reasoning. I had spent a good majority of the time tearing up the flooring in my studio, and we're just about on the last leg of putting it all back together. Tore the floor up, repainted everything. I have to do some touch up right now. We just got some cabinets in for the Funko Pops that we have all over the place. I have like fucking 100 Funko Pops that I figured I was going to put up somewhere and just never thought I would. Now I can. So I'm really excited about putting this whole studio back together so I have professional lighting now. I'm going to get an awesome green screen. I'm really going to invest into this project that I never did before. And it's not because I fucking wanted to be quite honest with you. It's not because I wanted to do this at all. I didn't want to do any like video or anything because I'm just very self-conscious of myself and I don't have a lot of confidence in front of a camera. But I'm very comfortable in front of a microphone, and I'm very comfortable talking to people. I don't like looking at myself to that nature, especially if I'm doing a podcast and I'm looking at my recording. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to look at this for 16 fucking minutes of myself just rambling on about bullshit and just, it's not me. But if it does resonate with anybody out there to see that somebody in their 40s could potentially have common interests with someone that's younger than them or older than them that is going through the same thing, and we just gel and you understand that it's just like there's just an understanding of somebody that you've never ever met before. Why not? Fuck it. I'll do it. No big deal. And like I said, it's not because I wanted to do it. It's all because of the Mind of Dick podcast. And I love that dude. But you forced me to do it. You win. You're more handsome than I am. I love that dude. But I got inspired to do it. And I figure if I'm going to invest in it, I might as well just fucking go ham with it. I might as well make the studio look great and feel comfortable. And I didn't feel that way prior. And I just told my wife, I'm going to start ripping up the carpet. There was carpet. We have tile everywhere throughout this whole house. We had carpet in our room. Ugh. When I tell you we bought this house and this place was all over the place with colors and different type of upholstery and fucking whatever carpentry. It was, with me and my fiance, was an absolute no-no. But just because we're very colorful individuals. We like bright colors. And it was just really like plain in here. And carpet is just not our thing. We just don't. So we had to do our room, and the room was like velvet, like a velvet fucking carpet. Bleh. Bleh. How can you how can you make love how can you fuck in a room when you have velvet? It's like, we're not in the 60s and 70s anymore. Like, there's not like, She like that burr, burr, like that type of music shit going on in the background. It's like none of that, dude. We're in the 2000s, baby. We're in the 2020s when I bought this house, and this person in this family loved it. We didn't. Took it all out. So it came down to the studio was the last surviving soul out of our four-bedroom house we have. It was the only room that had carpet. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to start tearing it out. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, we literally have all the material here besides a few things that we need to pick up. As soon as we start doing it, we're just going to start knocking it out. She's like, okay. But she didn't touch the floor. She didn't help me tear out the carpet. She didn't help me scrape that shit up. She didn't help me paint. She wanted to help me paint. Actually, she helped me paint the baseboards. But she didn't help me tear the carpet out. But she was a motherfucking savage when it came down to putting in that floor. Like, when I tell you, like, you want equal rights, this woman takes control when it comes down to doing, like, any type of, like, handiwork in the house. And it's not because I'm a bitch. It's because she likes doing it, and she doesn't like being told what to do in those types of situations. When something just doesn't make sense, when like our angles are all fucked up and she's like, no, this is why we're doing it this way. And I'm like, no, this is why we're doing it this way. And then we both kind of like figure out in different scenarios where we both differ and we figure out who fucked up. That works out great. But I am completely fine with her taking control. And it's like, her whole body's all fucking sore as fuck, just being on the ground and installing all this, flooring and shit like that. We're both just hurting right now. We're just old fucking people. But I was cool with her doing all that, and she takes charge. She loves doing it. She's great at it. And what it is, she's very patient with it. Me, I'm just like, nope, we're going to fucking figure out how to do this. If I had to, I'll figure something out. And she's like, no, we're going to do it right. Like we'll make it. It's okay to take a little bit more time. I'm like, no. Let's just get it done right now. Like, we can get everything done in like 2 hours. She's like, that's why you're an idiot. And that's why women live longer. Because you guys just want to rush into things. Just take your time. And I'm like, but I like rushing things. It feels better when I'm finished. I'm like, and she's like, just stop while you're ahead. And stop saying those things. It's not helping your case at all. To anybody that's listening to this too. I'm speaking for her. So once we got everything, once we were pretty much like 95% done with the entire room, I got to do some touch-up work, and we got the cabinets coming in. We got to put the whole room back together the way we want to kind of give us some feng shui, to make it a little bit more peaceful. I want greenery. I want plants in there. Not to sound like a fag or anything like that, but I wanted to just have so much, clean air and just so much aura, so much vibe. That's what I want. I mean, and that may make me sound so silly and so dumb and stuff, but that's what I want. That the room is it's like a lime green. It's really bright. And it used to be really dark green with a brown carpet. It was it was nasty. It was just nasty. We get complimented on the color that we chose for our kitchen. It's a really cool, like bluish, like navy blue, like bright. And I can't even describe it. It's really fucking awesome. And we get complimented all the time. And I'm not trying to come over here and like pat myself on the back prior, or, to any of this. But prior to that fucking color, this kitchen was like dookie orange, like diarrhea orange, nasty. And like people cooked food in this fucking kitchen. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on here? Like, absolutely not. So I'm very excited that we took the time that I have somebody that puts patience into my life, and we followed through with something that we wanted to do, and it makes us happy when we do it. Like, really, like, we're just in awe from learning how to do all this stuff, pretty much we learned how to do all these things all these upgrades, like installing flooring and shit. We're all learning it on YouTube, and we're learning from trial and error. And you have to have somebody that is patient and somebody that kind of works a little quick and at the same time to make things balance. You know, my wife all the time says like, you do things so quick. Just because I've done it, like when it comes down to painting, I've done it so much that I'm just super quick at it. But she's always in awe how quick I get it done compared to like when like her and her sister or her mom get together and they paint, and it's just like, if I'm by myself listening to music, I'm just gonna fucking get things done. Like I work on I don't know if it's anxiety. I don't know if it's a good thing, especially if if you're not like on a salary and you say like you work an 8-hour job. I don't know if it's like really essential to do your job fast to prove that you can do it and you're just an efficient worker. Because that's how I work. And I think it gives me more anxiety than anything because my boss never comes up to me and say, hey, good job. Which sucks, but I don't know if I need to tone that down or just maybe live that whole potential influencer dream that maybe someday somebody will recognize my work. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep the dream alive. I don't know. But yeah, like we got the studio done, and I told my fiance, with all these changes that we're trying to do, we cut like one big thing is we cut concerts almost completely out of our year, like almost completely. Like right now, I think we're only going to one concert, and that's Tate McRae. I mean, and I canceled my When We Were Young tickets, and you're probably like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't you sell them to me? You know what? It was just one of those tough decisions that I had to make. That me and my fiance had to make. Me and my wife had to make. And it still like pains us right now. But ultimately, we feel that, we don't feel like we made the right decision at all. I'll be fucking God honest with you. We don't feel like we made the right decision. But it was ultimately the right decision. And I don't want to reward stress or bad situations. I want to change and make things better in my life and give myself less anxiety. So I realized that building... Hey, can you seriously not snore? Thanks. Appreciate that. I like building things and just seeing the progression. I guess just kind of like how me and my wife cook together and we make menu and we're making our menu grow and trying different things. And once we've done it so much where we're just good at it, and then you get a little admiration from somebody else just saying hey, that was really good. Or, hey, I showed the studio some pictures of the studio to people. And they're like, that looks really good. And it makes me feel good. It's like, all right, fucking A, dude, I did it, or we did it. It's sweet. It's something that, we worked hard for and we struggled to learn and now it's paying off. So yeah, less stress. I don't want any more stress in my life. And I keep all the fucking drama that comes in my life. I continuously try to tell it, just get the fuck away. I don't want nothing. This is why I am here in this particular area in the central coast of California. Because I left all the drama behind. Like I said before in my previous podcast, I don't have any drama here. I don't want it. I don't need it. And I realized I have to keep doing things. I can't sit here. And that's why cannabis is so bad for me, particularly right now in my life, is that I don't do any of it throughout the day while I work. I don't do that. Don't you think I fucking do that? Because I don't work and do that shit. I come home, I do my thing, and then I'm just like, I just veg out, which is not a bad thing. I worked and I was responsible. I did everything I needed to do, but I don't want to do that. I feel like at the end of the day, I want to feel that besides working, that I also accomplished something, whether it's cleaning up my entire kitchen, taking the trashes out, doing my laundry. I have to do something. And there's something with podcasting right now, especially with me, that I haven't found the niche yet. And you're like, you've been doing it for fucking long enough not to figure it out? Yeah, I haven't. The internet is growing so much every single day that my old ass is still trying to catch up. People that have been vlogging for 10 plus years, I am just starting to try this shit out now. So I have to hope that people care about what the fuck I say. I mean, I have to. But it does come with a lot of, this is fun. Like, this is fun to do. It's something that I'm learning. And I'm excited to progress more into that next stage, especially when the studio gets built to where I would like it to be. And that's going to come with like cameras. Like me and my wife want to do cameras. She does video. She does video editing. So once we start getting really down with it, this shit's going to be badass. Like, this shit's going to look solid. So yeah, I have to keep busy. I have to eliminate things that fucking give me anxiety in my life. I don't want to lose money. I want to gain money. That's pretty simple enough. It's nice to gamble a little bit here and there, but I don't need to do it all the time, nor do I want to, because I don't want to. I don't want to lose. I like playing I loved playing home poker games with the homies Barco and fucking Chris and Five Deuce and fucking Alex and all the homies, man. Fucking, all the homies would all get together at Barco's house and we'd play poker and drink and chill, and it was just so much fucking fun. And the homie Alex, dude, every time, God rest her soul, Vanessa would fucking hit him up while he was playing. He would he'd always look at his phone. He's like, all right, guys, I got to get out of here. It's time to go all in. It's like, fuck, man, I hate that. And then it's that typical guy that always goes all in because he wants to leave, and then he just keeps winning. It's like, this fucking, I hate when this happens. But oh man, it was so funny, man. And I can't forget Fight Deuce, man. He would come in with a 2-liter of Pepsi and just chug that shit while he played poker, Texas Hold'em with us. And we called him Five Deuce because he always called Five Deuce. Anytime he was holding a 5-2, he would always fucking play it. And fucking motherfucker 50% of the time would always win, man. And I was just like, God damn, dude, only he can pull it off. And he would always be like, Barco, it's so cold in here. Oh man, I fucking miss that shit, dude. Lake LA poker games, dude, were fucking fun. And they were only like $20-$25, but man, the competitiveness. I remember one time I got so pissed off at Barco's house. I took the poker chips and I fucking threw those motherfuckers across the room. I was so pissed. They were just burned. They were fucking me up in that game. My thing is, I would do really, really well, and then I would get confident and start getting fucking broken off. And then they would start talking shit. And man, no, I was good. And I fucking chucked those chips off. And I would, not gonna lie to you guys, maybe like a year or so afterwards, I would go back to that house and we would still find poker chips scattered. Some places hidden throughout that house just because I fucking chucked so many. I was so mad. Yeah. If you have not gotten it through so far, I am a sore fucking loser. Which brings me on to the next thing. The Grammys just happened. Now, I don't remember when, if they do, or when they stopped. Maybe you guys can comment in, you can leave a comment and let me know. When did they stop? Or if they are still doing, when they have all the nominees and they put them all on the screen as they're announcing it. I don't know if they do that. I know in the Grammys they didn't do that. They just went through each and every artist through their video, like little clips of their video, and then they had the host announce it. And I think the reason why I didn't see it throughout the Grammys, but please comment below and let me know if they do that in any other award show where they put all the nominees on the screen and then they announce it just to get everybody's reaction. I don't think they do that. At one point they did, like with the Oscars and shit. I don't know if they do that. And I think the reason why is because you get reactions of Billie Eilish like crying because she didn't get Album of the Year, which I'm not here to talk shit about Beyonce. But she got Album of the Year and Country Album of the Year. Dude. I mean, Album of the Year could have won by the other remaining artists and nominees on that list besides Billie Eilish, but I can guarantee you 90% of fucking the world population was probably like, really? Like that looked at when Beyonce won the Country Music Award, she's like, yeah, that's what we all thought when you won Album of the Year. And it kind of sucks because, you know, people work really fucking hard, like producing their albums, sometimes just, you know, by themselves or with like maybe a couple of producers. Most of these other big artists have like 12 to like 30 fucking producers helping them write their albums and their songs and stuff. So to see artists lose like the opportunity of winning a Grammy to somebody that has more accessibility in the music industry kind of sucks. But I don't know if the Grammys were ever really that important to people. I mean, to me, when I was in Guilt by Association, I would always talk to my buddy, he's my buddy. He's one of my best friends in the world. When I would talk to JD, he was the singer and lead guitar player of the group. And I was like, man, what if we were writing the new album at the time? I'm like, man, just what if we ever got signed and then we got nominated for a Grammy? And he was always like, man, fuck all that. I'm not down with all that shit. Who gives a shit? And it's like, I do. You know, that would be like like, I feel like in that industry, that's the most admiration you can get at a certain point. Where like, man, people are noticing my art. And I don't watch the Grammys at all. I thought the performances were fucking awesome. The performances were great. Like, if you're not listening to Doechii at all, that album bangs. Like, it is good. It is fucking really good. It's like a mix of Kendrick and Tyler, the Creator, and this woman has her own little flair with it, and she's bad. Like, she flows. Like, this fucking chick rocks. She's badass. The Sabrina Carpenter was sweet. Chappell Roan was awesome. Everybody performed fucking great. It was really good, but I just don't feel that. Like, when you accept an award, I think it becomes like, it's my time to take a stand and speak my political stance on all these things. And whether you're left, right, gay, not gay, whatever your stance is, I feel like back in the day, it was just like, you know, I want to thank the awards. I want to thank, you know, God, or like my wife, my husband, my kids, my parents, this is all this other shit. I think everything has become so politicized where it's not even fun even watching you guys get an award anymore. It's like, Who fucking cares? Because right now, everybody that's winning an award is so controversial. It's so controversial right now. I did a post on Instagram, which you can follow at the Conference Call Podcast, of somebody talking about Billie Eilish fans saying, like, are you like, do you feel bad that she didn't win? Or should you feel bad that Beyonce is the first black woman to win Grammy of the Year after like 25 or 30 years? And it's like, first off, it has nothing to do with color or anything like that. But I also pointed out in that video that Beyonce has 35 fucking Grammys and the Beatles, check this out, have 13. You're going to get mad that you haven't won Album of the Year, but you've won 35 Grammys. You've been nominated like 99 times. Your fucking win ratio is like 35%, like 34%. It's silly. And it's fucking so silly. Your husband was talking shit that she's never won one. And now you won an Album of the Year. I don't know how the Grammys and all these award shows work and how they're voted on. Truly, if honestly put your hand on the Bible type situation, if they're God honestly voting with such sincerity, then fuck, dude, like Beyonce's like the greatest artist of all time when it comes down to like awards and shit like that. But I don't see where the math is mathing. It's like I was going through the list of people, like I'm recording this and I don't have my phone, I don't have my computer available and shit like that, but I was going through the list through Wikipedia of all like the artists that have won Grammys. Like Beyonce is fucking most of these people up by like triple the amount of Grammys. Like Guns N' Roses don't even have 10. Taylor Swift got snuffed. Billie Eilish got snuffed. The Weeknd was talking shit about the Grammys, saying they should expand the voting and diversity. And the fucking organizer, whoever the fuck did it's like, we listened and we did it, and now the Weeknd is here. It's like, literally, we should just go to a fucking voting poll. Everything should be done through a fucking legit website where people can vote at a certain time. You only get one fucking vote per email. That's it. Anything that's linked up to the same IP address cannot fucking vote again. And somebody gets one vote and that's it. It should just be like election. Like the fucking people should be voting for this. The people should be voting for this. We are paying to see these people. Most of these fucking people that are in this industry, these Grammy industry fucking higher ups, they don't have to pay for shit. If they want to go see Taylor Swift in fucking box seats, they can probably just go do it with a snap of a fucking finger. But us, we have to go into debt for fucking 20 years just to go see some of our favorite artists just before they fucking stop performing or we die. We, as the people, the consumers, should be voting for the Grammys. And I guarantee you, a lot of this shit would be fucking switched up. Actually, you would still hear people be like, nope, the voting's rigged. The voting's fucking rigged. Blah, blah, blah. There must be something with this system. I mean, we're never going to be fucking happy. But one thing I was thinking about was how many people that are nominated for Grammys or any type of award that has that slip of paper of who they want to thank, and when they don't win, what did they do with that paper? Like, did they look at it and they're like, or did they save it for like, maybe I got nominated for 2, and then they get stuff together like, like I was thinking about that, and it made me feel like shit. But I'm just like, that must be the most horrible thing. First off, it must suck like losing the opportunity of winning a Grammy. But to have so if you don't win this, okay, so say like football players don't have like a little piece of paper in their pocket. So if they win a championship, they're going to say like, oh, I just want to think this and that. Like, award shows are the only place that gives people like nominees or runner-ups the opportunity to write a little fucking thank you slip or thank you note to whomever they want to prior to knowing if they're going to win. Like, I think that's why sports is so great and so shocking, is because like, fuck, we had to work our ass for this in particular moment for 3+ hours to win this championship or whatever the case may be, or 7 games to win this. But these guys don't know. So they're writing they're spending fucking probably hours writing this whole thank you note to not get shit. And then they have to like take it out of their pocket from their dress or their fucking suit that they rented, where people aren't going to hit them up again. It's like, well, we don't want to fucking give them our clothes again if they're not going to win an award. And they have to look at it and they're just like, God damn it, dude. All those people aren't going to be happy that I can't thank them tonight. It's like, I was thinking about that, and I think it's kind of funny. It's kind of shitty at the same time, but that's like the whole process of like winning and losing. And I think the realization for me was me not growing up and playing any type of sports or any type of competitive anything to learn how to lose. And now at 42 going on 43 in about 2 or 3 months, I'm finally learning how to lose and accept that I don't like it and I don't want to put myself in that situation unless I don't want to, but I'm realizing that I do need an after school curriculum. I need to do something. I need to get into like a flag football or some type of, I need to do something to keep myself active. I need to learn how to lose too. I need to learn to lose in a team, because all I've done, the only type of losing that I've done, it's all been single-handed. And it's all because of like video games or fucking between like against other people, like in poker or something like that. It's never been like a team. I've never experienced like a team loss in like a long time. I used to like play basketball with my friends back when we were kids, and we played football, flag football when we were in junior high and all that stuff. And we played basketball in high school. I get that. It's not the same. It wasn't like I haven't been on a fucking actual team and a schedule, like game schedule. We're like, all right, we have X amount of games. We got to win this. We're doing this, blah, 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 blah. We got practice. No. It hasn't been anything like that. So I want to do that at 43, get into something that my body can physically handle and I can actually withstand an entire game without puking in front of my teammates. So yeah. Everybody, I'm going to let you go right there. I think I've dumped out how much of a fucking sore loser I am in front of you guys, but what did you guys think about the Grammys? Leave a comment and let me know what you thought. But please go rate and review this show. Follow us on all podcast platforms. We are mostly on Apple, Spotify, and SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, X. We're on Threads. We're on all that shit. Just go rate and review us. Just go follow us everywhere. Go share this on your social media. If you have Facebook, I have to make a Facebook. Unfortunately, I have to make a Facebook. I don't want to, but go put it out on there. I'm sure someone will enjoy it. Thank you guys so very much for listening. Thank you to Richard from the Mind of Dick podcast for inspiring me to do a video. I look forward to editing this fucking horrific video of myself. But thank you to everybody out there that keeps coming back every single time I do a podcast. I truly appreciate you all. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you. Most importantly, to all you guys, keep positive and stay classy. Peace. Rooney. Hey, fat turd. Did one. Yeah.